this a closer? Try a little closer. I'm winging it. I was thinking about what I was going to do for the next video. I got about 10 guitars, and then I have got the NU-X Amp Academy, and I have NU-X Stageman floor that I wanted to show. This is not well planned, so forgive me. There will be a little fumbling here, and introduction was not prepared. One of the guitars that I haven't shown is this one. It's a Samick guitar, and the name is MJV-10SE. So it's a acoustic guitar. I got it, I think, around 20 years ago. Man, time flies. To me, it's still a new guitar because I haven't been very hard on it. But also been trying some different things, recording-wise, and I had some ideas, and I'll try to make that clear. This button here is a volume knob for the humbucker in the soundhole, and there's Arctic Piezo system in it. I think it's pretty good. Guitar is a solid spruce top, mahogany body, and mahogany neck as far as I know. Rosewood fingerboard. It was designed by Gregg Bennett, a former Gibson man who went with Samick and redid their whole line of guitars, and he's done some pretty good work. And I've always wanted this style of acoustic guitar, a big body with a cutaway. So I got this in a swap for a Stratocaster that I wasn't too crazy about. So I got this one instead, and it has served me well. It's kind of beautiful. I call it my Korean Gibson because it's got the split parallelogram inlays, so you can see a little of the Gibson history coming in. I think I've swapped the tuners. They were also Goto branded, but they were not so good. I have experienced that Goto tuners and Grover tuners come in different categories. Some very cheap, some okay, and some very good. But you never know until you try them which are the good ones. So these are Grover tuners. This is stringed up with Elixir Custom Light 11 to 52, and right now it's in C tuning because I use that a lot in the trio. I play with acoustic trio. Excuse me. I've done a little work on it, especially lowering the action. At the moment, I can't get it much lower unless I have to do some serious rework. I'm not going to do that. I tried some different soundhole humbuckers. I had a Fishman Neo D in, and it was way too quiet. The idea was good and it had a good sound, but it needed too much amplification, giving way too much noise. And lo and behold, this Arctic humbucker is very reasonably priced, but it performs very well, and especially if you do some set the magnets. Don't be shy to really experiment with the height of the magnets to get the string balance right, because there is a challenge with nickel or with the phosphor bronze strings when as far as magnetics go. So the unwound strings have a higher magnetic signature than those who are wound. So it can be very tricky to set the balance. But I wanted to do two things. Let me show you. I got to do it like this. have two outputs. I have placed the humbucker in the end and the piezo down here, and that gives me a lot of variety. My first idea was I wanted to get a fuller sound, more bass, and to contrast the piezo clarity. But also, if I was to do it in a worship setting, I can use the soundhole humbucker and run it through a pedal board into a normal guitar amp. If there's no DI and there's no other solution, this can work through a pedal board, and you can put your effects on, and you can even put distortion on, and it works kind of as an electric guitar. But you can have your normal pedal board running with this pickup. It's a little quieter, but it works. And so you can take the piezo, load it to the front of house, and now I have two volume controls. I can turn down the piezo, have the soundhole pickup. I can turn down the soundhole pickup and turn on the piezo. Of course, you're hearing something through this microphone also. But the blend is nice. I mean, this one, I'm running it through a Radial Pro 48 line driver right now, and even though that's a very high quality line driver, the humbucker is still kind of dull sounding, and I guess that's the nature of it. But compared, combined with the piezo, let me just turn off the vocal microphone and then I'll try to show with my fingers what I'm doing. And that, to me, is a very acceptable sound. And deliberately, I have not put on reverb yet, because I think you need to hear this before anything is done EQ-wise or reverb. I have used this one in a concert and been pleased, and that was just with the piezo, and I was happy, because it's a very good strong signal. It's quiet, and you can do EQ to it. So I'm not a piezo a snob when it comes to the quack thing. And this is a working pickup system. I think it's okay. It really is okay. But now with the soundhole humbucker, that gives a lot of options, and especially recording-wise, you can do a lot of funny things. You can keep the piezo dry, and you can put effects on the humbucker and stuff like that. I'll just get something, just a second. Better turn down. Right, back at it. Okay. I got the smallest pedal board in the world right here. And I can do different things because I can use this for the Amp Academy, or you can use this for the Stageman floor, or maybe some other things. But in essence, what I have is a pitchback tuner. I like that a lot. And then I have a ditto looper, which I use for, I can use it for looping, but I use it mostly for sound check. I think a looper is a brilliant thing for sound checks. Then there's a Harley Benton power plant, and it can run, I think I tested it for 11 hours, something like that. It can really run a long time with this setup. So I can bring this and have not ground issues via wall warts or power supplies. So that's eliminated, and there's 11 hours of power to work this little pedal board. I got the Stageman floor because, as I said, I play in an acoustic trio, and I wanted something that could give me a processed sound to go to the mixer without having to do a lot of EQing, but know that I had the basic sound here. I like that. I like not having to rely on a sound guy, even though most of the time I'm my own sound guy. But I wanted to have a reliable preamp, and I was very interested in this NU-X thing because it has a XLR out, it has a little chorus, and it has a reverb, and it has EQ, and it has some gain staging, so you can do a lot with it. And I found out it has a mid-range filter which works very, very good, both on steel strings and also on classical guitar. I really, really do like this little pedal. So I want to show it, and give me a second. By the power of editing, I now have the board on. I also have a phantom blocker because I have phantom power on this microphone, and the Stageman floor does not like phantom power. So I have a little, what's the name of it? I think it's a fathead. It's a phantom blocker, so it takes a lot of noises away. Now listen. This is the Piezo as I like it, and now the preamp. And let's try. This is without the mid-range filter. This is with the mid-range filter. And the EQ section is very powerful, so I can dial it down a little here with the treble. Careful. And reverb. And then there's a little chorus, which is very nice. I seem to remember that the more you turn it up, the more it both alters the rate and the depth. So it does two things at once. But I like chorus to be just subtle. And let's turn the gain a little down. No preamp, no chorus. So let's mute it. Also, the tuner works as a mute. That's very nice. So this sound I can give the mixer directly with a piezo pickup, and I can adjust to my liking very fast, which time is very important to me when you do setups, that you know how to do a sound check quick. It's not always the case you can do it, but the faster, the more time you have to focus on being prepared to play music. So you want to get away from your head and focus on what's in your heart when you play. That's kind of it. So that's this guitar and this little setup. And let me take this. I made a list of things that I want to address in the future. So I have a Maybach Capitol 59, which is a 335 guitar. And if you want to know about that, please let me know. I have a Fernandez Retro Rocket, the Sustainer, one of the cheaper guitars, but I did a little work on that with locking tuners, and it's very funny to work with. It only has the two modes, normal and harmonic. There's not a blend, so that's the downside of that. But it's a fun thing. Then I have Fernandez. I have a PRS SE1, which is a Les Paul Jr. kind of guitar with Kent Armstrong Stealth P90 pickup. I haven't played that guitar so much because I needed the right setting to use it, because that's a rock and roll guitar and it needs the right setting to really shine. But I have that if you're interested. Then I have a very interesting guitar, one of my builds that is a Telecaster, a Stratocaster with a Teletema theme. It has DiMaggio Telecaster pickups and I think an HS2 in the middle. So it's a Telecaster, like a Nashville Telecaster with some tricks. That is quite good. Then my trusty Strat, I call it the wife, which is a Warmoth Strat that's 25-30 years old, which is a swamp ash body with a maple and rosewood neck that sounds phenomenal. I've used that on a lot of gigs. And it's very reliable, and it has DiMaggio HS2s. Of course, it's been through some changes. It used to be white, and now it's natural. But that's a really good guitar. Then I have an Epiphone gold top, which was a 56 gold top with P90s that I have converted into having a super distortion in the bridge position and a Ken Armstrong Stealth P90 in the neck for some special songs. That super distortion sound is both fantastic and limiting. I think it's fantastic for rhythm things, but it's a little too rough for leads. But for some tunes, that power chord from a super distortion is just out of this world. It explodes. In the right amp, it's just it's a great sound to have. So it's there. Then I have a Mongrel Strat, I call it, which started as a Squier Deluxe Hot Rail that I heavily modified. And only the body is left. And I experimented with hot rails and rail pickups and found out some interesting things about rail pickups. So right now it's 2 rails and a normal humbucker and basswood body. And basswood body was also a thing I needed to know about. So it's kind of interesting. It's both powerful and flat at the same time. So then I have a Martin acoustic guitar, an OMC 28E, which I got 5 years ago, and I use it in the acoustic trio. Has a very fine pickup system. I'd like to show that. And I have one of my joys, a Yamaha G255 S2, the 2 version. They came out late 70s, early 80s, made in Taiwan, very, very high quality. And there were 2 versions, one with a longer scale length and one with a shorter scale length. And the one with the longer scale length was a spruce top, and the one with the shorter has a cedar top. And I started out with the longer scale when I was 14, and then had to sell it when I was around 30. And then I looked for the cedar because I knew I wanted to try the cedar, and I found one. And just lately I have been fitting it with a pickup system that works. It's very nice. Then I also have an Ibanez AAG nylon string, which is a small-bodied nylon string with 48 millimeters knot width. It is so it's a very fine, or maybe even smaller. It's a very slim neck for a nylon string guitar, and that was to be used if I had to change between electric and nylon strings in a live setting, so you don't have to adjust too much technically. That's important for me. Like the Martin guitar also has a slim neck, so the change is not so difficult. So that's about it that I have on my mind. And then we have the Amp Academy, which I have just started using and loaded some of my own IRs into, and I'm quite pleased with how it performs. It actually sounds good. So I may take a deeper dive on that one. But that was it. So tell me, the Maybach, the Fernandez, the PRS, the Tele Hybrid, the Wife, the Epiphone with the Super Distortion, the Mongrel Strat, the Martin, the Yamaha Classical, the Ibanez with the slim neck nylon string, and the Amp Academy. That's the things I would like to do a video in future. So what is your interest? Let me know, and thanks for watching. It's a lot of talk, and of course when you play things, there are copyright things, you know. So you never know what's going to happen with your videos. But thanks thanks for watching. This is just a little introduction to what may come in the future, and please leave your comments. And I have the time now. I'm on vacation, so I can do a little preparation for the next ones. Bye. God bless you.